It is a full meal, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a snack. Hello everyone. If you're new here, I'm Alan with 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗚, and this channel is all about sharing the joy of candle making. Now, in today's video, I am very excited because we are going to be unboxing, giving you my out-of-the-bottle first impressions of this cute little box from 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗏𝗧, which is supposed to contain, I think there's either 6 or 7 winter 2025 fragrances. So if you are new to these videos, fragrance videos are my absolute favorite to film. I'm a little bit obsessed with fragrances and proud, but anyways, let's get right into this one and I hope that you enjoy. Now, as usual, I just have my garden shears, so I'm going to actually unbox this right on camera so that if the oils are all over the place, you guys are gonna see that. Okay, here's the packing slip. And as usual, these are packed with biodegradable peanuts, gold standard. If I see a supplier not using these, y'all know I'm gonna be going after them. Oh, and as usual, I don't consult anything prior to these videos, so you get to experience the excitement and also the surprise right with me, because whatever I think is what you're going to hear. So when I am looking at these, I don't even look at the names or the photos. Of course, on the packing slip, like when the order is confirmed, I do see sometimes like the names very briefly, but I try not to look at any of that at all because I don't want it to like sway my opinion of the oils. Pretty much the way I do these videos is whatever I'm thinking is what you're going to be hearing, for better or for worse. All right, first up we have the First Frost. Now, anything that's like a snow fragrance gets me very excited. I feel like they tend to be sort of combinations of berry fragrances combined with like winter air. So I'm very curious about that one. Next up, we have the Peppermint Mocha. Now, I do actually get one of my favorite fragrances that is a peppermint oil from 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗏𝗏 right now, and that is both the Peppermint Twist and the 𝗏𝗏𝗧 Kiss. I actually placed an order for 2 bottles of the 𝗏𝗏𝗧 Kiss. That is more of like a peppermint combined with, I want to say, like graham cracker and vanilla, and it is just a really novelty sort of peppermint that I personally think is just stunning. Like, it's gonna make you melt. That kind of gorgeous. But I also really like the Peppermint Twist. That's more of your classic type of a peppermint. So I'm very curious, like a peppermint candy cane almost, but it's not overly sweet. It could straddle the line between like a candy cane and also like something that you'd have in a spa collection. So I'm very curious what this Peppermint Twist or the Peppermint Mocha is gonna be like. Chocolate fragrances are very, 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 very difficult for fragrance companies to do well. Now, I do like the one that I get from 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗏𝗏, the honey pain au chocolat or something. It's like a chocolate scone, chocolate croissant combined with a little bit of honey and a little bit of orange, and I almost get a little floral to it as well, or something citrusy. Well, the orange, but there's also something a little floral. So I really like that one. I'm gonna be launching that fragrance. Actually, by the time you see this video, it probably already launched. But I'm very excited. It's gonna be coming out in our fall collection. Next up, we have, the Pining for Winter. I wonder if this is gonna be like a Christmas wreath type of a fragrance where you get kind of those winter air notes combined with something foresty, kind of like a First Frost, like a snow fragrance. Next up, we have the Sugar Plum Danish. I'm probably not gonna like this at all. Sugar plum, but Danish, like I feel like the bread notes in that could be very intriguing for me, so excited about that one. And, maybe there's only 5 oils. The Snowberry Cabin. Oh my God, you guys, the name on this one, I am so excited. Anything that is like giving me that up north picturesque winter type of a vibe, I'm just living for. So I feel like this could be something that combines snow and like a winter berry with maybe some woods or some earth, but like in a cabin, forest lore up north type of a vibe. Now, a couple quick disclaimers. These are just my out of the bottle first impressions. So you always want to do your own, and you always want to test these in a final product before you have any final impressions. But these videos are very fun to film, and it's exactly like if you were to go into a store. Like I know a lot of these fragrance companies have storefronts where you can just go in and smell the oils. This is exactly like that. Or where you go into a store and smell the candle. And also, I'm not sponsored or affiliated with any of these fragrance companies. It is very important to me that my feedback on this channel be authentic feedback that is mine. So even though, in this case, I have a lot of respect for 𝗦𝗵𝗏𝗂𝗧, the owner of Black Tie Barn, I will be reviewing these very critically, just like I do with all fragrance oils on the channel. And yeah, I'm super excited. Okay, so let's start off, I don't know, what do you guys think? Should we start with, I'm really excited for the first frost. I'm probably gonna save that one till the end. Let's start off with the Peppermint Mocha. I also will be ranking these over on my Patreon from my least favorite to my most favorite, as always. The link to join is down below. Okay, you guys, so this one I'm thinking is going to be, it better be a good chocolate, not a earwax, dog's earwax type of a chocolate, ladies and gentlemen. Chocolate fragrances, like I said, it can be so hard, but combined with peppermint, I feel like this could be a really nice kind of hot chocolate type of a vibe. Here goes, oh my God, and I can literally smell it from a foot away. I'm not sure what I think about the chocolate note that I'm smelling from a foot away though. Here goes the Peppermint Mocha. Oh my gosh. Wow, the chocolate is very prominent in this. I'm on the fence about it, what I think, to be honest with you. The peppermint note is a beautiful, like, candy cane peppermint that's not overly sweet. The chocolate is, the more I smell it, just reminding me of like a cup of hot cocoa though. At first I was like, I don't really know. I'm extremely particular with chocolate fragrances. They can oftentimes come off, like I said, like a dog's earwax. I know that's a disgusting analogy, but I'm here to tell you guys that chocolate is exceptionally hard for fragrance companies to do. Yeah, this smells like a hot cup of cocoa that has like a candy cane stick inside the cocoa. So I'm definitely getting some vanilla to this as well. And I'm also getting the peppermint, like the classic peppermint. So the other two fragrances, the Peppermint Twist as well as the Gretel's Kiss, they throw so well in wax. So I'm guessing that this one is gonna throw really well too. And it's extremely prominent out of the bottle. Yeah. This is definitely, I would say 60% chocolate, 40% peppermint. You're getting that rich vanilla to it. And I'm almost getting like a frothed milk to this one as well. It just feels really warm and cozy. Next, let's take a look at the, let's do the Pining for Winter. So I'm thinking that this is gonna be almost like maybe like a Christmas wreath, Christmas type of the pining. Like that could be like garland maybe. I feel like I should kind of know what that is, but as you guys can tell with these videos, since I don't consult anything prior to the filming of them, you just get what I know, which oftentimes is very little. My English vocabulary isn't all that big, so I don't really know, but I feel like it might be garland or like a wreath, and also maybe it'll have something like a citrusy top note, maybe some berry to it. Here goes the Pining for Winter. Let's see what it's gonna do. Oh, yeah. Okay, and I just whacked myself with this oil. So I'm definitely getting something that's fruity to this. Maybe I'm getting, gosh, what type of a fruit is this? Maybe some apple? Maybe it's some type of a citrus, if I had to guess, is in the top. It doesn't really come through as a citrus, but I'm also getting like some winter berries to this. I would say like red berries. I can be really critical about red berry balsam type fragrances. You guys have known, I'm not gonna put any names, but there's been several on this channel that I've been very critical of. Everything in this fragrance is just working. It comes together as a beautiful like pine type of a vibe, combined with a little bit of winter air, and you're getting like a little bit of snowfall with this as well. And then also like some winter berries. And I feel like there's some apple or some other types of fruit in here as well. This is a really novelty sort of fragrance. It's earthy and fruity and a little bit sweet, but it's also just quintessential like holiday season. And there's something that's like sparkly and happy and joyous in like a nostalgic way about this fragrance oil. Yeah, this has such a childlike spark to it. Just this Christmas sort of joy of the whole season. It has some like whimsical quality to it almost. Yeah, if you guys have smelled, like for example, Frosted Juniper by Candle Science, kind of, it's not the same as that at all, but it's kind of like that type of a joy done pine and done like a snow type of a vibe, combined with like some tree elements that are so intriguing to me because you all know how much I love tree fragrances. And then that is combined with like some fruitier and maybe in the top again some sort of citruses. There's got to be some woods to this in the base as well. I don't know if it's like, I could get maybe some cedar, some tree bark. Real subtly, it just gives it an overall very balanced profile where you just, it's a hearty fragrance. It is a full meal, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a snack. But I'm serious, a lot of times you'll smell something out of the bottle or in a candle, either way, and you're just like, this is missing the base, or this is missing, you know, and right out of the bottle and on the strip, you really want to let it sit for a while and die down so that you can really smell, because the top notes are going to hit you over the head first usually. But sometimes it just doesn't have as good of a balance as I'm looking for. And something like this is just a full meal of a fragrance, and I am living for it. Next up, let's take a look at, let's do the Sugar Plum Danish. Now, I'm really curious what this is going to do because I don't think I'm going to like it. I don't think I've smelled any fragrance like this with these types of notes. If it was just a plum Danish, I feel like I'd be into it. But Sugar Plum, let's see what this one's going to do. Is this going to... I can smell something like a foot away. And this is actually reminding me a foot away of the fresh fig fragrance, which to me doesn't smell like a fresh fig. It smells more like a baked fig, like a candied fig, but in a way that I actually thought was intriguing, just more of a gourmand than a fresh fig. But here goes the Sugar Plum Danish. Oh wow, this is very sweet. This is very gourmand. Definitely not my style. Yeah, I'm getting sugar, I'm definitely getting plum in a sweet candied plum type of a way, exactly like you would get in a Danish, like in the gel inside the pastry, that type of a vibe. But I am also getting some nice bread to this, which I do really appreciate that. Oftentimes these fragrances can be called something like a bakery type of a fragrance where you would normally get the dough or the bread, and that can be missing from them. And I will say with this, I'm getting something that smells exactly like if I grew up with Danishes because my grandmother lived right across the street from the 𝗪𝗏𝗏 Swedish bakery. So literally reminds me of going in there and eating Danishes right in the bakery where they were freshly made. You just get that buttery, flaky pastry with this. And that's what is actually really intriguing to me, even though I normally wouldn't go for a fragrance like this. It's still much sweeter than I would like personally, but it's sweeter in a way that's authentic to what the name is of the fragrance. Next, let's take a look at the Snowberry Cabin. Now, this is one that I'm most excited for. This and the First Frost, I feel like I'm most excited for just because something like this, I mean, I'm from Michigan, so we always used to go up north during the wintertime and go to Eagle Harbor, Copper Harbor, the Upper Peninsula, and we would get a cabin. And I'm just like getting chills even thinking about this fragrance oil and how this could be like that up north cabin type of a vibe. Here goes the Snowberry Cabin. Let's see what it's gonna do. Oh my God. Yep. Okay, you guys. This is lighter out of the bottle, I will say, than the other ones have been. But it's because I think it's got a really developed mid and base profile. So I'm definitely getting some really woody, I would say, notes to this one. It almost has, the more I smell this, yeah, it almost has, I'm trying to pick out what type of woods I'm getting, but definitely something that's like a cabin. And then I'm definitely getting what feels like fresh fallen snow. And the berry notes, I would say it's more of like a juniper berry type of a vibe. It's a very clean fragrance. I think this one, if it performs well in cold processed soap, and if the allowance is good for category 9, would be a really nice one to have in soap. I could also see this doing really well in like skincare products if there is sufficient allowance for categories, for category 5, for example, like for lotions and that kind of stuff. Yeah, the more I smell this, it has kind of a I would say like a soapier type of a vibe to it. You could smell this and immediately think, oh, this smells like bath soap of some type. I could definitely see that. But I also see this being called something like the Snowberry Cabin because I am getting a lot of like, I would say woodier, like blonde woods, fallen snow vibes to this. And then in the top, I would say there's probably some ozonic notes like crisp air, or maybe even like a linen note of some sort. Last but not least, let's take a look at the first frost. Now, this fragrance I'm most excited for. You guys know, anything that's snow, I don't know, it has my full attention. So I'm hoping that this is gonna capture that and bring in just all the crispness of the winter season, but also in a majestic, magical way. And I can literally smell this from a foot away and I'm already in love with it. Here goes the first frost. Let's see what it's gonna do. Wow. Okay, this is a berry combined with a snow, for sure. I'm actually getting like some frosted maybe red berries to this, as well as possibly juniper berries. There's definitely a little bit of a pine note to this as well, I would say. Yeah, so this is what I wanted from like this, and then the pining for winter would be more what I was looking for from like red berry balsam, or from some of those other kind of mountain balsam, mountain pine, mountain berry type fragrances, where it's combining like an air type of an ozonic note, a cooler ozonic note with something that is also, yeah, this is really well done. So you're getting a combination of something that's fruity and something that's fresh and clean at the same time. I wouldn't say this one comes through as woody. If I had to guess, there are probably some woods in the base to this one of some sort, some earthier notes, maybe even some tonka as well, something that is kind of like a warm, whiter, not really vanilla, but just gives that sort of warmth, but in like a mountain type of a way. I feel like this could easily be branded as like mountain mist if you wanted to do it year round, or like a mountain berry fragrance. Could definitely go year round as that. And that's another thing that I want to mention with these videos too, is even though the supplier may be marketing something seasonally, I've found historically that a lot of my best sellers tend to be like marketed as seasonal fall scents, for example. But sometimes I'll be able to brand them in a way that I'm able to keep them all year long, and customers just, you know, keep wanting more of them, but the supplier's selling them as a fall scent, for example. Yeah, this is, the more this dries down, the more it develops too. I would definitely let this one sit on the strip for longer, because the mid and base profile to this is just gorgeous. Well, a huge thank you to Black Tie Barn for sending me these oils for an authentic review on the channel. I hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment if you've tried any of these oils. I'm very excited to hear what you think. Again, I'll be ranking them from my least favorite to my most favorite over on Patreon, so definitely check that out. Links down below. I'm sending all of you peace, love, and light, and I'm wishing all of you happy candle making. I'd like to take the time to thank my patrons for their incredible support.
Trusting your instincts, realize that knowing looks different to each. When living authentic, do more exploring, deeper than knowing just what is essential for life that is thriving. Go deep, mute out the chatter, feel it, burn off the fire, let go until there's peace to your core. Live a life you adore. yourself all that's standing. Live free from worry. Live by just being. Power in finding your wholeness in now. Goldie, mute out the chatter. Feel it burn off the fire. Let go until there's peace to your core. Live a life you adore. Live a life you adore.
Keep being yourself. Stay authentic at all costs. And never lose your spark. Because that's what makes your brand uniquely you. I'm rooting for you. And I know you have what it takes to be successful and to have fun with this craft. Until next time, happy candle making.